All right. Good morning. How are we?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome. Hey, Mary, how are you? Debbie Connor representing.
Hi, Patrick.
We got Amber on here twice. Got doubles of Amber. There's Kristen. Awesome. I was going to sing some music since I don't hear the music. So I was like, gosh, I don't know. If I start singing, this is all going to be interesting. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
I'm hanging up if you start singing.
Oh, come on. I've been working on this.
Are you in a treehouse or what the heck?
I am literally in a treehouse right now. We're going to take the Family Robinson approach here. There's our coaching corner, Family Robinson December, right? Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just get started. Let's have some fun. So it's Thanksgiving is wrapped up here. We're in the month of December. So if we look at this, and I apologize with the sun, we look at this, what is something that you're grateful for over the last week? I mean, goodness gracious, we had Thanksgiving, right? So I'll kick it off. I'm absolutely grateful for family and close friends and all of you and the relationships we built for goodness gracious over 4 years. Holy cow. So what is something else? What are you gracious for or grateful for? Everybody all at once. I know Jamie's biting at the bit right now to jump in. So what are you grateful for? Kick it off.
Always pick it on me. I am grateful for some downtime during the holidays. Kind of nice, to be able to take a few days during Thanksgiving and just disconnect.
Awesome. I love that. It is so cool to see all the pictures on Facebook and everything with everyone's families. That's great, Jamie. Thank you. What's another one? What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for having spent my first holiday officially in Colorado.
Yeah.
There you go. Well done, Josh. That's
of
awesome.
many.
Yeah. Exciting. I love that. What's another one? That's great.
I'm grateful for my girlfriend and I actually just moved out. We got our first apartment. So I'm grateful that everything went through. Everything's perfect. We just got all our furniture and everything set up. So I'm grateful that everything with that whole process went smoothly.
Do I know y'all from somewhere?
Well done,
Long
Brandon.
time
That's
no
awesome.
see.
We just jumped off of Ignite, the first class of Ignite for this round. So, yeah, it went well. Bunch of fun people.
Hey, how long is this?
I love
How long
that.
is this? How long is this session, by the way? I'm supposed to be sleeping already, but I'm not complaining. I am not complaining.
Sleep is overrated, right? No, I'm kidding.
Sleep's a
and
crutch.
I'm grateful
Sleep
for you,
is a
Dave,
crutch.
for launching out the night again. So thank you. I think this has been an exciting little fourth quarter we've had here and punching forward into December here. The question of the day is, and I was thinking about this earlier, how do we create a December to remember? What can we do, business and personal, to create a December to remember? And that's something we'll kind of come back to here in a little bit on the coaching corner. So let's start out with some listings and let's jump into it a little bit here. So who has in the MLS, coming soon in the MLS, or an active listing you'd like to talk about? I know inventory is doing what right now? It's pretty low, right? So listings, here's your opportunity. Let's showcase these homes. Who has one?
Well,
Hi, this is
I
Cheryl.
have
Sorry, I was unmuted. I couldn't figure out
1,000
how to.
homes on my wish list. As soon as that comes true, I will.
Perfect. And I think we had two at the same time. So for listings, who has an active listing?
Hey, this is Cheryl Rock, and I have an active listing.
Awesome, Cheryl.
It is in Stapleton, Central Park area. It's kind of an executive home, if anybody's looking for a really great property, right now it's listed at 1.175. We've had some showings on it, but no offers yet. It's been on the market 9 days.
Perfect. All right, 9 days on the market. And what's our bedroom and bathroom with that one?
It is 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
5 bedrooms, 4 bath. And so we're right under, was it 1.1? Is that right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Fantastic. Thank you, Cheryl.
You're
So
welcome.
we're motivated, we're ready to get offers, right? What's another one? Hey,
Oh.
John Paxton. What's another upcoming listing or active listing that you'd like to talk about? All right, Cheryl kicked us off as the lone soldier so far. Do we have any other active listings before we move on to price improvements? All right, we're going to go to price improvements. So who has a motivated seller out there dropping the price, ready to get this thing under contract before the end of the year? And I've had just a little bit of caffeine, so. All right, I'm not seeing any hands up. Amber, let me know. And let's keep on going. How about buyer needs? Do we have any buyer needs out there? We have a little bit low of inventory. Andrea does. Take it away. Jamie does after Andrea. There we go.
I have buyers looking in the Lakewood area. We're looking for 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, preferably with a garage. Trying to stay under 500, and they are under contract on their home. So we're motivated. We need to get it done. So if you have something, please let me know.
Let's get these guys into a home, right, Andrea? Awesome. All right, Jamie, take it away.
I'm almost going to copy Andrea. So I have buyers who are closing on their home out of this area on December 11th. So that's next Friday. And then we will be on the hunt. They don't want any kind of an overlap. They want to close one first because it's fallen out a couple of times. So we are also looking in Lakewood. They will go to Arvada or Littleton. They need at least a 3-bedroom place, probably 3 baths. They want a yard and little to no HOA. And up to 500. They're pre-approved up to 500.
Oh, it sounds like we need to pair you two up, huh?
It's going to be a race, Andrea. Game on.
Ship them out to Arvada. Ship them out, man. Mine won't go. So
I love it. I love it. All right. Who's got another active buyers out there? We're looking for a home. Haven't found it yet. Motivated buyers. Who's got one?
Hey, Patrick, it's Renee.
Hey, Renee.
Hey, I'm in the car, so I won't do video. I have also, I'll just be the trio with Andrea and Jamie. I have up to 500,000, putting 50% down in Littleton, at least 3 bedrooms, ranch, 2 baths, plus can be 1 or 2 car garage. So anything Littleton, please think of Renee.
So just to clarify, Lakewood is Andrea. Arvada is Jamie. Littleton is Renee.
I like it. Yes, that's good. We'll just be the little line on the west side.
All right, gang. So that's team meeting. It's all done for today, I guess, right? I love it. All right. So who would like to take on Parker? Castle Rock.
Hey, Patrick, this is Doug.
All right, Doug, take it away.
Hey, I'm still on that west side of town, just like the other ladies are, but it's kind of wide open from Littleton to Golden up there, but up to 600,000. It's a little bit higher price point. They do need main floor master or ranch model. It's the one we've been searching for a while. They'd like something that's not so much in a cookie cutter area, but so we can add another one to the mix, but they're ready to go and they're a cash buyer. So nothing.
Woo! Uh-oh. Jamie, Andrea, Renee.
There's
Gonna
some
have
circle
Rick
prospecting
Mark over here.
opportunities. Whoa. Get on the
Ooh,
phone.
I know,
New agents, do you hear
I'm
this?
like-
Write this down. New agents got to write this
Oh,
down.
I love it.
You're looking for reason to
Right
come.
now, I think right now, Debbie, we all mesmerized. So just listening.
Put into the
Fantastic.
chat the areas that you're looking for properties in so people know where to start calling. We might as well go list it because nobody else is.
Heck yeah, let's do it. Let's go take market share. The market share, I promise you, the market share you take right now can insulate your 2021 because the rest of the market's going to be trying to catch up to you. And they're sleeping. Gang, they're sleeping. Completely. They're like that. They're not going to wake up until March. Right? And so this is your opportunity. I mean, really, if you look at all the way across, it's listing season, game on. It's one of the best showing times of the entire year right now. And I know we got COVID, we got every other thing we can throw out there, right? Yet you're not slowing down. I'm watching the numbers. So I'm extremely proud of you all. So, all right, we got Doug. Doug's representing the 600 range out all the way to Golden. Who else do we got? Got any other buyers out there? We're canvassing the area. I know William's chomping at the bit right now.
Well, this is Robin. I have one up to 700. So
Hey, Robin!
yeah, she is looking for a bungalow around City Park. She works at the zoo. I've mentioned it a couple of times. So if anybody, and she's not real particular. She wants at least 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and would be nice to have a garage.
Fantastic. All right. So we got Robin, we have William, William, you got to catch up, buddy. We got Doug, Jamie, Andrea, Renee.
I've got
All
one
right,
too.
any others before we keep moving? I see Kristen's light just popped on. Kristen, you got
Yep.
one?
Yeah, so I've got a buyer. We're still working out the details for price, but she's looking in like the Elizabeth Franktown area. Ideally 2 to 5 acres. We don't care about the house as much as long as there's a bedroom and a bathroom. We care more about the horse facilities. Price is not an issue. And if we need to go a little bit bigger on acreage, we can. But yeah, let me know if you have anything.
So just to clarify, Kristen, you're going to take the Elizabeth Franktown area. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we're canvassing right here.
Yep, pretty much.
Awesome. Love it. All right. Before we move on, any other buyer needs? Hey, let's just throw a listing in there if you got it too. Do we got any else? Still got Parker Castle Rock.
Wave.
Hey,
I've got
Brooksy.
one. Hi. Okay, so I'm also on the west side of town. I've got a buyer looking a 30-minute radius of Golden, up to 600. Not really concerned about the bedroom bathroom situation, more looking for a decent yard for their dog and like kitchen more updated, but doesn't need to be perfect kind of situation. Again, up to 600, kind of millennial mindset, buying a house for their dog.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Well done, Brooksy. All right. Do we have any other buyer needs? Buyer need. All right. We're going to keep on going. This is fun. We just took over Denver. Let's keep going. I love this part. So let's also look at, we have Movement Mortgage on the line. I'm not sure I can see them. Deb, do you see them on here?
No, I don't.
All right. So we're going to keep pushing on. What are you seeing? It is December of 2020.
Hey, I do have, I'm so sorry. Can I sneak in a last minute buyer thing?
Oh, William Kretzer. Okay. Jamie's saying no, but I'll let you this one time.
That's okay. Jamie, don't count.
Josh is saying no. Wow, Josh. Whoop, Madison's stretching. We got all kinds of things.
Well, it's okay. So you're talking about lender. And so this is transfers to a lender. The cash team, they have some great assets and some great things that are available for you guys to use, which is incredible. My thing is I do have a buyer, but we're trying to get him through financing before we go buy some land and property. And so we're looking for a lender who can do land. land loans. So if you know anybody, that's where I'm talking about.
Yeah, William, I got one for you.
Okay, if you could send me some info, that'd be outstanding.
I got
Thanks.
you.
Okay.
Those are usually banks, William.
Well, and we've tried his credit union, and they
They're
said they
tougher.
won't do it. So
No, land is tough. So banks, look at Key Bank and First Bank.
The one I know, William, is North Point Bank out of Littleton. I know for sure they can do land.
Woo, awesome.
That's what I needed. Love you guys. Key Bank, North what? North Point. Got it.
North Point Bank, correct. Yep, I know they can do it.
Put it in the chat, Josh.
Yeah, and if you have a contact for one of those, send it to me too. Thank you guys.
Well,
I'll put it in the chat right now, William.
well, now that I have all of these people on the line, maybe you can help me because I can't seem to find a lender who can do a new build.
Any of them should be able to do a new build. Did you talk to Movement or?
Yeah, I did. He said that not too many people are doing that. This guy bought the land and he wants to build a house on it, custom built.
Robin, I have a lender for you. I'll send
There
it
you
to
go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Fantastic. Great job. So,
Like
all right, let's
networking.
pause for a moment. What are you seeing out there? It's the end of the fourth quarter. It's holy goodness, has this been a year? What are you seeing in the market? What's our market at the moment that you are seeing and feeling out there right now? Go ahead and jump in. Water's warm.
Jamie's got one.
Yep, take it away.
I'm looking at my buyer's search portal for Lakewood, Littleton, Arvada. And previous, last couple of weeks or even the last 2 months, I've had them on a search. We've had 25, 30, 35, 40 properties in there come every weekend. And right now I checked this morning and there's 5.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. All right. There's opportunity screaming right there, right?
Yep.
Wow. What else? That's awesome. So definitely a shift in inventory, right? What else are we seeing out there right now? What are you seeing? For those who are holding listings, what are you seeing on the offers coming in? I know Renee wants, Renee, there you are.
It depends on the area. We had a property that was on the east side of I-25, and we got an offer that was contingent $40,000 under asking. And we're like, okay, what kind of, wow, really? We said no, and then they came back and and so there was some good inventory on that east side of I-25, a little north of Aurora. But then you go on the west side of I-25, you cannot find anything. I think that it's still a pricing game, and the buyers that are out there are very, very, very serious. And the sellers that are out there are also very serious and believe they can get top dollar. We're hearing a lot of, we're going to wait until spring, like we always hear. And I just wonder if it's not going to be more of the same of 2020, or if it really is going to be, a great thing 2021. I obviously don't know. I'd love to hear anybody else, but I think it's just a little blip right now. I bet you we see more come on the market quick soon.
Mm-hmm. I've actually had people, like all my people that are saying, like Renee was saying, waiting till spring right now. I've actually had people that were saying that a couple months ago that are now reaching out saying, I have no clue what's going to happen, or if we're going to have deeper shutdowns, or you know, what that's going to look like in the spring. So they're like, how quickly can we get on? And so it's a good conversation to have with people is, you know, typically we don't want to wait anyway, but right now we definitely don't want to be waiting because we have no clue what's going to happen.
Right, right. So it's almost really diving into that big why. And I love the fact that you shared that, Kristen, because now did these conversations that you're having, these folks that you're having, did they just magically appear, or these guys that are in the pipeline that you've been nurturing?
They're in the pipeline, but some of them honestly have magically appeared as well, just because everyone saw that.
Okay.
But, you know, some of them are just people that I've been talking to for quite a while that have just been getting ready, or you know, thinking outside the box too and saying, okay, you know, with everything happening right now, what do I need to be doing differently to start mastering right now? So when it really is hitting the fan, I'm already ready to go. So, you know, we've been reaching out to our database in other ways and, you know, thinking outside of the box because we're going to have a lot of investment opportunities coming up. I mean, we always do, but it's going to be even more so with all these people not with those deferred payments that can't catch back up. So, you know, we're kind of taking advantage of that and figuring out how we can bust into that market and talking to all our investors and educating them on getting ready to go.
Well, and you brought up a very strong point, and that is, what does the investor market look like? What is it going to look like? Right? When we know right now we're just finishing up the first wave of forbearances. There's another wave coming in. For those who were not able to do loan modifications, right? Were those who they need to sell, or like you say, Kristen, which I thought was spot on, their primary residence is going to come first. And if they don't have the home paid off and the tenant isn't paying rent, they're a negative cash flow. How long can they survive with a negative cash flow?
Yeah, well, and
that's our
I'm noticing a lot too of investors that are, you know, not just looking to purchase, but also, like you're saying, to unload. We had, you know, I saw on the MLS an investor who was unloading 30 of his properties.
This happens. I promise you. This happens. Like with I'm telling you, we've talked about it before. Go into one listing appointment and walk out with 5 listings. It's all on the questions that we're asking, because we don't know until we ask the question, right? Because otherwise we predetermine the answer. So I love that, Kristen. That is nuggets. Thank you for sharing that. What else are you hearing out there right now? That was fantastic, how the investor market is changing.
I've got something, Patrick.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, so I work in, well, I kind of do a little bit of everything, but I do some land. I do a lot of the new construction, the new build. And I can tell you, I don't know, I'm sure other people are seeing this too, but they can't keep up with the demand on the new construction to the point where they're actually halting sales on site. And I'm seeing it all over Aurora, regardless of builder. And I actually have to mention this because this is a first for me, and I've been in the new construction space for 9 years, from the 3 years that I worked with Richmond and all the Lysis stuff, all the stuff that I do with the builders. I'm actually closing multiple clients anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks earlier than anticipated, because they're trying to finish these houses so that they can sell more. And so I just wanted to mention that's really interesting, that construction can't keep up with the demand, but specifically they're closing these houses early or as fast as they possibly can. So, which is crazy.
Well, and what's interesting about that, Josh, and thank you for mentioning that, is, you know, when we look at our database, are we also looking at affiliated businesses? Are we looking at the relationships that we have with builders? Right? That's a strong relationship to tie into right now. And the reason is because a lot of the big builders freeze their sales associates' license. They don't have active license. So you could have some smaller builders where they can do resale and new construction. Yet at the most part, when you look into KB, you look into some of these big builders, their sales associates are either not licensed or their licenses are frozen. So what does our relationships look like with them? Because if, Josh, what you're saying, that was awesome, man. right? Because if we know they can't keep up with the demand, and let's say they're just selling spec homes now, and they're not doing new developments at this point, that means there could be a great opportunity to tie in and say, hey, you know what, are these contingent sales that are happening? Are they not? If they are contingent, who is the agent that they would use, right? If I was to meet with a rep of a builder, go in, bring coffee, say, hey, here's what we're seeing in the market right now. What are you seeing? Then this would be an opportunity to also say, you know, gosh, I'd love to be your go-to person. So let me ask you a question. If you were going to list your home, Mr. and Mrs. Sales Associate, who would you use and why? How do I earn the right business?
So it's funny that you mentioned that, Patrick, because I actually did this at a new community called Aurora Highlands. If anybody knows what that is, brand new community master plan. It's going to be huge, like over 10,000 homes, 4 schools, a mall, a whole thing that they're building out in Aurora. I went there and asked her a lot of those questions, and she said, you know, in fact, we are having trouble with agents, list assist agents out here, and why don't we throw you one and see how that goes? So we went ahead and did that, and I can tell you guys that I have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've gotten 6 pieces of business since August from having that conversation in August with an on-site builder rep.
Wow.
Those are under contracts.
That's strategy, right? It's the power of the
Absolutely.
relationship. So we talked about this through this last year, about how the relationships that we pour into and that we nurture are the ones that can last really generations, especially in times of crisis, right? So Josh, you did an incredible job by that. Not only did you reach out to your database, but you also tied in your database new construction and a leg of the business, right? Are we willing to flip the rock? The business is there. It's how we look for it that, and even things like today with team meeting. I mean, there are nuggets going all over the place right now, which is awesome. I love this, right? I see Debbie making notes. Like, this is awesome. So, you know, what is something else? Like, that's fantastic, Josh. New construction. What's something else, gang? What's something else that you're doing right now that you're creating a December to remember?
Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie, take it.
So I just ordered everything that I needed for my holiday Popeyes for the month of December. You know, it's been really difficult to get in front of people this year face to face, just given the circumstances. So I want to make sure that I touch base with all of my past clients, all my referral people, and, you know, let them know I'm still here this month. So hopefully that'll get me set up for, you know, first quarter of the year.
I love that. I love that. So you're engineering your first quarter. Well done. Well done. So how many of us would say mindset, top of mind, having a presence is important this year more than ever? I mean, I don't know. I got both hands up, but I would guess Dwayne's got both hands up, right? So like, how many of us think that, he's like, don't call me. How many of us think mindset's important? Your branding is important. Yes, no, I'm crazy. I'm talking way off the ledge here. Oh yeah, okay, now we're going. All right. So we have a book club coming up specifically around this, and I'd love for Madison and Brooksy, if you're able to, jump in too. Tell us about what this is. Why is this important? Why should we all be part of this?
Absolutely. So I'm sure y'all have seen in emails that we are hosting a book club, and it is the incredible book, Building a Story Brand by, and I actually listened to a podcast that someone interviewed it this week, and it is an incredible book. In our space right now, there's so much noise because everybody's trying to market to people who are sitting at home. And so it's now more than ever, it's important that we are really understanding what messages we're sending out so that we can cut through the noise. And he has put together this framework that has really proven to be successful regardless of industries. And one takeaway that I want to say from our first section is, are we framing ourselves as the hero or the guide? And the reason I say that is because there are so many people and so many companies out there that are framing themselves as the hero. And all of our consumers are walking right past them saying, hey, I want to be the hero of my own story. I'm looking for a guide. And one example that he gave was the famous campaign that Hillary Clinton did, I'm with her. How much more effective would it have been if she would have said, she's with us? She now no longer is the hero of the story. She is the guide. She's the person that's coming alongside the us and making their dreams happen. And so that's a little bit of taste about what this book is about. It really isn't just a book club. The reason that we're booking off so much time is because we're digging into the book section by section. We're also going to implement it as a group, go through it together, figure out what messages we are trying to get across, and brainstorm together how we can make those messages more clear and cut through the noise. So I'm going to hit the forms in the chat box. So if y'all want to sign up, the link is super easy to fill out and it's not too late. All we have to do is have the first section, which is like the first 40 pages, read or listened to by our meeting on Thursday. So hope to see you all there, and thanks for the time.
Love that. Awesome job. So Madison, what's our
So,
format?
I do have a quick question for Brooksy. So this, will there be another time to do this, or is this the only time this story brand project will be done?
Yes. So we have made it very clear that if you cannot attend all of the sessions, we ask that you please hold off, because we will do this again. But we want to make sure that everybody who participates is fully participating, because we're going to create, you're going to walk away from the mastermind with a clear marketing and implementing it into your business. So we don't want you to just hit once or twice. So yes, stay tuned. Great question. We will be doing the class at a later time if you cannot make all of the sessions.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Cool. Now on that link, are we able to see kind of what the time commitment looks like, Madison? Like, is it once a week? Is it a couple times a week? What does this look like?
Yep, it's super simple. We are doing, starting tomorrow, it's from 1 to 3 for 3 weeks every Thursday. So it's the December 3rd, December 10th, and December 17th, all from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We booked off 2 hours just in case we need all of that time, because we didn't want to be rushed. However, depending on how long it takes and how long the discussions take, we may be done a little sooner. So all of those things, all of the dates and times are on the link, as well as questions and the link to order the book.
It's all on Zoom.
Perfect.
We had to go to Zoom because, you know. Yeah, no.
Because we're hashtags. That's why.
Right. Can't stop us. We'll figure out a way.
Can't stop us, right? Love it. All right. Well done. And thank you for doing that and hosting it and making it a priority. I know this has been a conversation, Deb, that we've had for months, right? Around this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it's something
huge.
that,
I mean, if you want to be, I was telling the people yesterday at group coaching, if you want to be the Me Too realtor that sounds like every other agent walking around out there, then you should not come to this class. So if you want to be the status quo, you know, I close deals every once in a while, kind of on accident. Nobody really pays attention to my marketing. I mail things out, but nobody calls on it. Nobody responds. If you're happy with that, don't come to this class. If you want to change what you've got going on and you want to, like Madison said, you want to cut the noise out and cause people to listen to what you have to say and create them to be the hero in the story and you're the guide, then you should show up. But if you're okay with the status quo and doing a deal or two a year, then don't come.
I said deal or two a day. Woo, that'd be fun.
Right? You want to make your phone ring, then come to the class.
Love it, love it. Fantastic. So Deb, do we have anything Broker Bites wise that we need to go over today?
Yeah, a couple things. So the end of this year, you know, where the Real Estate Commission has gone to where everybody's licenses will renew at the end of the year. And so we're still kind of in that mix. And you might be like me to where your license renews December 31st. And you have to have 24 hours of continuing education done before you renew your license. You can't renew it and then go, I'll do that in a couple of days. It has to be done before. So you have to have 12 hours of the ACU, the required course that the Real Estate Commission requires, unless you got a brand new license this year. So all those have to be done. Smedra, I think Amber put on the email this morning, the free classes that are left at Smedra. There's only 2 or 3 that you could jump in, and it's all on Zoom, and you can do the Real Estate Commission course that's mandatory. If they catch you, and you didn't get all your hours in like you should, big fines and big classes it's very expensive to miss this if you get caught. So make sure you check your license. You're getting emails from Smedra, you're getting emails from probably BanEd, a whole bunch of other places, the Real Estate Commission, saying you got to renew your license by midnight, 11:59 p.m. on the 31st. So get in there and get those done. Smedra, they're free, so go do those. The other piece is when you're out marketing things on Facebook, you can't put property photos and other things on without letting the public know that you're an agent and what company you work for. And so make sure that you put the company logo on the photos, and it has to be large enough to where you don't have to get a big old magnifying glass and read it. It has to be legible. If you're online marketing something, you have to be one click away from them, the public, going, oh, they work for Keller Williams. So whether it's on your private page, whether it's on your business page, we had somebody that got a complaint filed against them. And now they got to sit with the Real Estate Commission and explain why they didn't put the proper information on their photos. So coming soon all change. So you got 7 days with coming soon. So make sure you pay attention to that. There's a handful of new changes that are coming up with the contracts for 2021 that start January 1, 2021. And tomorrow, Thursday, and I believe Amber put that email out as well, you can jump in, and Damian Cox, our company attorney, is doing a quick overview of the changes for modular homes. That was the big change in the contracts. Modular homes is what the biggest share of the changes were in contracts. So you want to jump in on that and listen to Damian for free tomorrow at 2 o'clock. You just have to register, and Amber sent that link out. And I think she'll put it out again tomorrow in the email. The last thing to watch out for is there's something that we've dealt with a couple of times in the office this week, and it is appraisals coming in short. And I don't mean short by a little bit. They came in short $19,000, $20,000. And so there's some appraisers that are out there doing really sloppy jobs. And both these appraisals were disputed. But if the appraiser chooses not to do anything about it, they don't have to. So watch it. If you're pricing at the top of the market, some of these appraisers are starting to dial things back. You know, a couple $1,000 hit is one thing. when you're getting up into that double digit hit with that $20,000 range, that's a big hit. So be careful, have those conversations with your sellers and your buyers. And because it becomes a big point of renegotiation in that contract. So be careful with it. Keep people if you can keep people within that mile of that property, within the same subdivision. One of them was out a little bit farther out, so it was a little harder to do within a mile. But even having conversations with the appraisers still came out short. So it could end up costing you business too. So just have really good conversations with your clients, so they know that, this is a possibility. Yeah, we can sell it. Maybe we can find a buyer that will agree to your price, but we've got to sell it a third time, and that's to the appraiser. So there's a really good class that a good friend of mine, Steve Olson, puts on for free at Smedra that you might want to jump in on when you get a chance. It's called What's It Worth? Steve's an appraiser and he's also an agent. So is his wife. And he's been doing it a long time. Really good class to go take a part of, and won't cost you a thing if you do it through Smedra. So What's It Worth? Steve Olson teaches that. He gives you an appraiser's view as well as an agent's view of pricing and how to make adjustments on things. Sellers see things as being worth a lot more than what they are, and buyers have glasses that are skewed the other direction. They're like funhouse mirrors, right? Their views are skewed. And a buyer sees it as, oh, this is really makes you really fat, and this is going to cost a lot. And the seller goes, oh, wait a minute, it's really worth this much, right? And it may not be. So maintenance things don't always add value. It just brings it up to where it should be. New roofs, furnace, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, doesn't.
I just gotta say, I love the analogy of funhouse. Oh my gosh, how many of us got visuals immediately of that one, right? So fantastic. Well, and you're so right, Deb.
Copy and steal it. Copy and steal everything, right? You're welcome to use that. So yeah, just be careful and be on the lookout of that, because it's not a fun thing to have to go through with your client, whether you're on the buy side or the sell side. It's kind of, yeah.
Dwayne, you had something.
Debbie was talking about appraisals, and like she says, appraisers are getting sloppy. They're way overworked. They do 4 or 5 a day. They may be out in the field for an hour, but they're on their computer for 10 hours trying to get all this done. And if you're the last appraisal between 10 and midnight, and he's just trying to get it done to go to bed, or she, whichever, I had a listing out in Leadville. And I mean, it was totally like the highest property out there that sold. But my client also did a ton of remodel, and I had a listing out in Pine also. Same thing. They did a bunch to the house, and there weren't a whole lot of comps in the area. But I had my seller. I told them plenty of times, get me a detailed list of everything you've done, everything. Don't just say I remodeled the kitchen. You tell me what kind of counters you put in, what floors, appliances, all that. And then I gave it to the appraiser, of course, with my comparables, and both of them appraised. I mean, the one even in Leadville, I was so amazed. It appraised at 429. You can look out there. It's on, it's 429 Elm, but it's like the highest appraisal for a house out there. But they did so much. I mean, and I talked to the appraiser. I mean, make the appraiser your friend. They call you if you've got the listing. You're not really honestly supposed to talk to them, but they do like the help because they are overworked. And with everything I gave them on both houses, we got by. I mean, they appraised at list price. You'll never get hardly anything over the appraisal price, because the appraiser never wants to stick their neck out and say, oh, I think it's worth 450, and you got it listed at 429, and everybody's going to go to them and say, why in the heck did you get this so high? But it's our job too. You don't have to shove it down their throats, because then they'll get offended. But they do love the help. And then if you're the last one on the list, hopefully that will get you what you need.
Yeah. Help make their job easier. They are overworked. They are. And some of them really are just sloppy. So you got both ends. So yeah, really good point, Dwayne.
Can I jump in real quick on that?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, I agree with everything Dwayne and Debbie just said. And the other thing is you can tell when you're the listing agent, you're actually allowed to talk to the appraiser. You're not allowed to influence the appraiser is what the rule says. So it can't influence. However, when they call you to schedule the actual appraisal, you can ask, do you work this area? How many appraisals have you done in this area? Are you from Evergreen? Are you from, Southwest Littleton or whatever? You can ask that question. And if you're not getting the warm fuzzy from the very beginning that they're going to try not to get you the number, then you go back to the lender and say, hey, we're going to throw this appraiser back into the pool, literally. Well, not really literally, but the appraisal pool. And we would like another one. And that is absolutely allowed.
Yep. You just can't pass them a $50 bill.
No.
You can't. Bribery does not work.
No, not good.
So here's
it's true. It's true about the appraiser, because I've had an appraiser come in from like Woodland Park or whatever to do an appraisal up in Pine, and it's like they don't know anything for that area. So it's like, and that's the best thing to do is ask them questions. How often have you done an appraisal up here? Well, I've only worked Woodland Park. Well, then why are you accepting an appraisal that's, an hour and a half from where you live?
Because I figured that the trees were the same. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. What the heck? Then that's when you get messed up.
The Real Estate Commission requires that they have some expertise and knowledge in the areas that they're appraising, just like they require you to have that in the areas where you list or you take a buyer.
So my question to everyone is, do you have 3 appraisers that you could reach out to and ask what they're seeing in the market? You may find that you have a different perspective coming in, and it's no longer adversary, right? Like if you really look at top producers from the last market shift, we all, even though we couldn't influence appraisers, we all knew appraisers. And we knew who did more new construction, who did more investment, who understood specific areas. So do you have that? If you were to look back at this year's transactions or the last 2 years or however, do you have that where you could form a relationship? Because that's a nice, I'll tell you what, it's a nice call when the appraiser gets a call from one of us that doesn't have to do with a transaction that we're trying to fight them on an appraiser, just to say, hey, how's it going? How has the year been? What have you noticed out there right now? What do you think is going to come up in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Like those are different conversations that can create this right before the fact. And you'd be amazed on what you can find out. So I would encourage everyone to do that. And immediately it made me think of a certain book called Fierce Conversations. And Fierce Conversations is powerful when we're having conversations with buyers and sellers around this. So jump on to KW Connect and see, there could be a Fierce Conversations class coming out. Madison, this could be something that we could fast forward to, in once we wrap up the mindset. So in story branding. So I think that could be something where we push forward into the first quarter. Know that these are conversations that are happening all around you and are going to increase, not decrease. As the market changes and uncertainties are going on within our market, from appraisers all the way across, Fierce Conversations is a powerful, powerful book that teaches you how to have these conversations where you're leaning in, not leaning out, where your clients are listening to you, not putting up a wall, right? So just kind of think of that, and that could be, Deb, something that we put out there. What we do, and we have 13 minutes left, so I want to make sure we tie onto this. Before I move on, is there anything else we need to talk about broker bites or appraisers? Because I think this is an important conversation.
Return the appraiser's call too. Sometimes they're calling on a listing that you closed. Return the call. Like right away. Help the neighborhood out, right? To keep the values where they need to be. So no, just make sure that you got your license. Make sure that everybody has to take the 2020 ACU course with the commission. Renee taught it. Are you teaching again at Smedra? She's awesome at it. So
no, not it. But if you guys have 5, 6, 7, I'll do a virtual for the office if anybody needs it.
Okay. Hey.
Chime in, put it in the chat if you still need your ACU course.
All right, if you guys have not taken the 2020 ACU, it's time to line up for a bat because it's December.
In January,
right?
Sign up for the 2021 ACU course and get out of the way.
Yeah, Smedra has it in January, like 10 days into January, the 2021. So then you're kind of prepared for, oh, hey, 2021.
Okay,
Sorry,
so I'm
I
on.
had to put in my 5 cents.
Thank you.
Oh, hi here. So I'm on the real estate commission page right now, and it's saying that newly licensees do not have any obligation to complete the 24-hour of continuing education.
That's right. That's right. You need to sign up for 2021.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. Only I just saw that in the chat. They're private chatting me. So if you're in your first year, then no, you do not need it. Sorry, my dog is barking.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a quick question. Small fries, like compared to what else you're talking about, but back to social media. Do we need to like stories, everything, or with this Keller Williams logo, or like what does stories look like? That's gonna disappear in 24 hours and things like that? What are the rules around that?
Stories. I'm
Like
not sure which
Instagram stories or Facebook?
No.
Instagram.
Anything social media, like Debbie was saying, the one click rule applies. She was talking about pictures that we're representing listings have to have that.
Or even if it's not your listing and you're putting a photo up and asking real estate questions around something, you've got to put it. It amazed me what this person got dinged on.
Okay. Good to know.
So if you have further questions on that, definitely reach out to Deb. Right, Deb?
Yep.
And get clarification directly from the broker
Yep.
on something like that.
Yeah.
Here's what we have going on next week. And as of right now, everything's a go. We're waiting on final confirmation, yet everything's a go. Emily, let me make sure I pronounce her last name correctly, because Emily Peckham is going to be coming in for team meeting next week there you go, Amber, as a guest speaker for you. So if you had value that came from having Nikki Klein, having Jenny Wallach, Emily Peckham knocked it out of the park this last year as a single agent. William, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. You had mentioned Emily. Why was Emily a big deal for you? Thank you, Amber.
Ooh, feedback.
Speak your microphone.
All right. Do we still got William there?
You can't have two people online in the same room with your
Yeah,
microphone.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Take it away, William.
Let me unmute myself and then we'll try it. Can you hear me now? Why can't I hear
Verizon,
anything?
we got you.
Oh, because my volume was turned off. That's why. Okay, so that's what happens when two people in the same office are both trying to be in this call. Emily, just her story in general about how 2 years in the business, she found a niche that works good for her and was able just to crank out the business. But not only that, how she had no fear to do something, to try something totally new and become successful at it, and how she became successful at it. I think is a big part. A lot of us we kind of get frightened, or we turn away from what we call cold call opportunities for sell by owners, expireds, things like that. And as a new agent, she spent majority of her time going over scripts just to make those phone calls. And then boom, next thing you know, she's got 100 deals, 100 plus deals that closed. And the percentage is huge all around that database of the FSBOs and expireds. So basically how she went from, I have no idea what I'm doing in real estate, to 2 years later, closing over 100 deals consistently by doing what? And she's going to tell us by just practicing the stinking scripts that everything in our company gives us. Just spend the time on it. And she even admitted that her first month or whatever, she considered her call time script practice time too, because she was just practicing saying it over and over. So anyway, the tools are there, and her story of how she used the tools to just crush it in 2 years in her area is just a really good story, really inspirational as well.
I'll
Awesome.
piggyback on that as well. Because sorry, I'm hearing myself. Let me in. Two people in the same office. I'm hearing myself behind me. This girl is probably one of the best speakers that I've heard. I listened to her from The Bold, and the biggest takeaway from this for me was that she was like, it's not rocket science. It's a numbers game. They were like, well, where'd you get your scripts? Like, how did you learn all this stuff? She's like, they're scripts I was given in Bold. Like, she just started doing the work and was consistent about it. And she was like, next thing I knew, 100 calls turned into 1 deal. And then 100 calls turned into 2 deals. And she's just so inspiring that she was like, I literally just did the stuff that everyone's been telling us to do. And voila, it worked. She closed like 200 deals. Insane.
Wow. So if you want to throw some jet fuel on it and go from 0 to 100 with jet fuel, you do not want to miss next week. And this goes, I think, what's awesome about this goes across the board, right? It doesn't matter the production levels here. What we're talking about is a path to mastery, and how Emily was able to do this, and how you can take those. If you look at how the last few months have been, where we had Nikki come in and talk about strategies, Jenny come in and talk about strategies, and we're going to wrap this year up with having Emily come in and talk about strategies. And just to throw this out there, because I think this is going to be fun, is that the following team meeting after Emily, we're going to do a script off. And so if you're interested in participating in a script off, there you go, Madison's throwing it up. So you're interested in jumping in on that. I'm sure Mr. Kretzer is interested in this. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to have some prizes around it, and we're going to make it so it's valuable, and it'll be a lot of fun to kind of way to wrap up the year. So don't miss next week, and the following week, don't miss that script off.
Well, and I also say this, I know Emily's going to talk about how she built her business around these calls. And I've already planning a day on January 1st to be nothing but expired calls. Do it in the office. So if anybody wants to join, if anybody needs lists, let's just plan on having a fun day that Friday, the 1st, as socially distanced as we can. In the office. Okay, maybe just 10 of us show up. I don't know, but you can do it from wherever. But if that's something you're interested in, I'd be happy to share some of my materials and just do that. Let's just crunch it that day. So
yeah,
there you go.
I love it. So the next 2 weeks, we'll have Emily next week, and we have an announcement coming up with Bold. We're going to launch that out next week as well. Keep an eye on your emails. There's some really, really cool and incredible value added emails that are going to be coming out that have to do with, one is going to be Bold on how we're having our own private group, right? So we took it to that level. And then coming out as well is a program called Homeward. So we're gonna have more information on that. You'll see an email. You probably saw an email from Jake. You'll see one coming out from the leadership team. and then we'll talk about different ways to get certified. And I'm putting this out there as a carrot right now, so don't miss next week, because we're going to tie into that a little bit more, and then we'll kind of wrap that up with Emily. So with that, we got 2 minutes left, 120 seconds. So do we have anything we need to cover here before we call it a team meeting for the week?
Hey guys, I put it in the chat that this dog is like a child that only barks when I'm unmuted. I put it in the chat. We have Hired Real Estate School starting on January 5th, Tuesday. I have seen so many great people come through, you guys, and adding to your downlines. And we're doing it all virtual for this January. We just don't know how the world is going to be. And it's usually a bigger class in January. So I put it in the chat. Go to hiredschools.com website. The phone number is all over the place. And I just appreciate that shout out. Thanks.
Awesome. All right. Anything else? Debbie, do we got anything else here?
No.
Woo.
Lunchtime.
This meeting today was #nuggets. Holy goodness. We had some good ones that came out of today. So big question, December to remember. What can you do? Business, personal, right? Personal, business. December to remember, to make this December one that you remember. Look at that. Madison's holding up the book club. Let's make this happen. You guys are all rock stars. You wouldn't be on this call if you weren't. Most of your competition's sleeping. Go get them. Have an incredible week. Have an incredible month. We'll see you next week. Love you guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.